It has changed my life, and I don't mean that in a flippant way. I mean it in a very, very serious way. I was only 38 when I had a mental health breakdown and lost my job, lost my identity, lost my purpose. Once I was in the water, I could not believe how, for the first time in all that time, I felt as if I was alive.
It's a common cause just to be a safe space, listen to each other. If you want to come along and just...
I've never experienced anything like it anywhere. Have you? No. Honestly, it's saved me. I think it's saving quite a lot of other members of the group.
It's a safe place for like-minded people to get together. It doesn't matter what problems they've got, they can just come and just have a good time, try and forget about things and enjoy themselves.
And we have created a really, really nice community here at Ballaleigh. Changed a few people's lives, I think.
We have, yeah. Everybody's got problems in their lives and stuff, and for people to be able to just come for that few moments and just forget about stuff and just enjoy themselves, to see the smile on people's faces when they're going in for the first time.
I've struggled with my mental health for quite a few years, and so for me it's my escape. It just helps me cope with the pressures of life.
So I hadn't swum for a long, long time. I had no idea what to expect. I don't know what it was. It was a beautiful day. It was a day a bit like this. So it was absolutely glorious. And I thought, well, I can just go round this little 100-metre loop. That'll be fine. And then I didn't want to come out. The whole thing just felt so peaceful. And the group itself, it's that thing about feeling welcomed and accepted. I do a lot of, yeah, I'm fine, I'm absolutely fine. But to be able to say, well, actually, I feel like bloody shit, is really, it's very freeing. It's very, very freeing.
Something about having a joint venture, which is kind of crazy, throwing yourself into really cold water every week, and that as a group, taking everyone's mind off whatever they've got going on in that moment. It's like a sort of glue. It's the glue, really, that everybody is talking about what temperature's going to be, how they feel before they go in, how they feel when they're in, how they feel when they're out. And it's sort of like a leveller, or it just bonds us all together, because we're spending all this time sort of like focusing on the water and I guess not on what's been going on in our lives or our heads. And that's quite beautiful.
Been living around here for about 27 years. And when I found this, I was like, how's this in my back garden? The way I see cold water swimming is like a leap of faith. If you could go in knowing that it's cold, going past your barriers, if you take that to other parts of your life, I thought of it as baptism. You wipe all those things and you come out a new person. That's how I think about cold water swimming. Since I've been here, I've seen so many people grow and become something else. You get all types of different people. And when you talk to people, you realize that they're the same but different. See that they're in the same struggles with you and they want to help people and you want to help people.
I sadly lost my wife 3 and a bit years ago, so that threw everything into turmoil. But I've got 2 teenage daughters. And I thought, you know what, I've really got to do everything I can to stay healthy, to be strong enough to look after them. It just provided a support backbone. Without that, you know, it wouldn't just be me struggling, it would have been my 2 daughters and my extended family. As soon as you go in there, the whole system is overwhelmed with a flood of everything, with cortisol, dopamine, adrenaline. And you can't think about anything that you worry about because you're just in there, and it was such an overwhelming physical experience. But when you come out, everything goes but the dopamine, and it leaves you, even though you're cold, your soul's sort of warm inside, and it just feels like you're at peace.
I lost my mum. She took her own life 12 years ago, and so for me, I wanted somewhere where we could set up a space where I suppose people could allow themselves to be themselves. That's probably something she never had.
When we lost Nick's mum, it was devastating. We discussed it and thought if we can help one person feel that they are supported in some way, then we're doing something. You know, Mental Health Swim's ethos is all about zero judgment and dips not distance, community over competition. And it is exactly that. And the team and everyone they're involved with, all of the hosts, live and breathe those values.
Swim Together is a regular bi-weekly activity where we support patients with long-term conditions, both mental and physical, to access the local leisure centre, which is New Bold Common. What they do there is totally up to them. They have an hour to either walk in the pool, have a dip, maybe do some lengths or do some exercises. No one's counting how many lengths everyone's doing. No one's having to feel like they're keeping up or not. And it also allows many where they struggle to weight bear due to joint issues, maybe weight. It removes that and it supports them to get back to activity.
I'm Jo Fleming. I'm the Health and Wellbeing Coach at Leamington Primary Care Network, and I'm one of the swim hosts at Swim Together at New Bold Common Leisure Centre in Leamington. Swim Together is a collaboration between the GP practices, Everyone Active leisure centres, Swim England and Mental Health Swims, where we've taken that concept of being in the water for mental and physical well-being and we've brought it into the swimming pools. So because I work with patients in health and well-being and we try and promote physical activity to our patients, it's just another type of physical activity that we can introduce patients to. Swimming and coming to a leisure centre particularly can be quite intimidating for a lot of people. You're in a group, you've got a swim host, we'll meet you, we'll make sure, you know, if you're feeling a little bit nervous, we'll meet you, lead you in. There's no pressure to actually swim. Like, they can swim lengths if they want to, but they can just poodle around in the shallow end if they want, have a chat, they can just dip their feet in the water. And we've had people that come that can't actually swim, and they'll just go in the shallow end.
I haven't been swimming for well in excess of probably 10 to 15 years because I put on weight, and ultimately I think it was almost the fear of the unknown plus how I was about myself as well, where I was almost thinking, God, how am I going to know what I'm going to meet and how and everything else. They've done a video. The first day I came to Swim Together, Jo was there to meet, so I met all the other people that were coming that particular day. And then we all came in and it was lovely. I really enjoyed it right from day one.
I hadn't swum for, I think it must be about 30 years, and I used to swim regularly and I was a half-decent swimmer. Unfortunately, my husband got dementia, which meant my time was limited, so I just couldn't do the things I used to be able to do. He passed away in November. So since then, I've been able to do things. And one of the things I always loved doing was swimming. And when I spoke to Jo and she asked what things we like to do, and I said, oh, swimming. She said, I've got the very thing for you. You feel free because you're suspended, supported, and even if you're slightly overweight like I am, you don't feel it in the water. It gives you that much support.
It has been a long time since I've been in a swimming pool. I was a good swimmer at one stage. I have had a total knee replacement. Now this is, you could say, a resurrection of my very good swimming days. I was a bit nervous at first, but the other people are lovely. Yeah, they made you feel comfortable and made you feel confident.
The community element is, I think, the most vital bit because it keeps them engaged and keeps them coming back. Because when it comes to these things, doing it once or twice, brilliant. But coming regularly and developing the habit, even better. And more than the actual activity, it's the friendships, it's the connections, it's the community that does that.